if we all agree, then multi-domain operations and innovation and technology, which has then been accelerated post-COVID with everything being digitized and many aspects of our lives which weren't digitized before, if we all agree on that premise with some minor, perhaps points of contention, but if that's the core premise, all of these aspects, that infrastructure can only exist with semiconductors. And let's not forget, when we had COVID and there was the issue with supply chain, we had many issues with cars. People
Yeah.
would wait 3 or 4 years to get a car because a typical car has 20 microchips in it nowadays. I mean, it's complex,
Yeah.
and there were just not enough microchips. So that all creates a situation where Taiwan's importance increases and it becomes a crown jewel for whoever has influence over. And that also links with one of the latest spats that we've seen, the Chagos Islands.
Yeah.
Why has it become such a big issue, Chagos Islands? Well, because it's it's the only base that the West has that can project power towards the Taiwan Straits. And that's why China wants it, because China has influence over Mauritius, which
Yep.
apparently now is going to have the prelation and the responsibility of essentially taking Chagos over, and all the tensions that we have on the Taiwan Straits, and that's why China desperately seeks it. Everything runs on those chips. So that innovation was accidental initially, but accidental only in how it's become now. An example of a visionary that had an understanding of how precious that element would be, a foresight of how important a semiconductor would be, thinking of how many people would be utilizing chips and microchips, etc., and then bolted onto that the government with a clear political will that seized the moment, seized the day, put the full force of the government behind it, understood the importance of innovation, and then a fluke of circumstances, cheap labor force, the syndicates and workers' unions, lax compared to European standards, lax compared to US standards. That's another one of the issues of repatriating all of the production that we typically send abroad. That's why we've done it. And in Europe now, we only have one. We got ASML based in Netherlands. That's the and that is a lithography production plant. And if you recall, earlier last year, there was then kind of friction of them wanting to potentially move the headquarters from Netherlands over to the States, and then the EU intervened, classing it as a critical infrastructure. That in itself politically tells you everything you need to know about how vital that is. And it's absolutely key.
Yep.